That hurt me in the uterus. Hi, my name is Lacey and welcome to my recap of episode 8 of Temptation Island season 5, now streaming on Peacock. If you like my reviews, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell because I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of the year and I know you can help me, so thank you so much. I appreciate you. So last we left, there was a cliffhanger when Hall saw Caitlyn's video and was like, shit, I gotta get over there and talk to her right now. So Hall and Kaitlin are talking. He's crying, she's crying, confused as to why he's there. He's like, I have to talk to you, I have to tell you. Hall says that throughout the relationship, he's been lost. And he says that he has never had an emotional connection with Kaitlin. Ouch. That hurt me in the uterus. That was like 8 years, I think he said, on and off. No real emotional connection. How is it possible to not care about somebody after 8 years? How? Is he a sociopath? Is that what it is? Sociopath? Psychopath? He says she's the best person in the world, but he's been lying. He never saw true love from her. Caitlin's crying now because he's hurt her twice. He's broken up with her twice. And she's like, why did you come back? Why did you propose to me? Why did you even do this? Like, the fuck? And he has found someone else and he's happy and he's here for him and it's over. So Hall flat out dumps Kaitlin right there, ends their relationship, ends their engagement. And then Kaitlin goes into the house. Kaitlin goes into the house crying to the other girls and they're like, oh my God, what just happened? And she's like, Hall just came over here and broke up with me. They're like, what the fuck? And she's like, yeah, he's right outside. And they're like, what? And then he walks past them in the background as they're hugging and comforting Kaitlin and they're like, Hall, what the fuck? And he's just like, nope, I'm out. So the girls are crying and comforting Kaitlin and Vanessa is weirdly crying more than Kaitlin is. Like, Vanessa's really hurt. And I think this might be the culmination of everything, all of Vanessa's pent up emotions coming out here because she cares about Kaitlin and doesn't want to see somebody else hurt, but she identifies with it. And so therefore this is like her release as well in safety because she doesn't want to show her emotions. So it's like, oh no, I was just crying for her. That's what I think. That's my guess. What do you guys think about Vanessa crying more than Kaitlin here? Bit much? Chris is happy he did not send Maricela a video because he thinks that he's right and that she didn't grow. I don't like Chris at all. I think he's patronizing. I think his ego is inflated. And I think that Mark kind of needs to call him out a little bit more on him patronizing and controlling other people. Mark, come on, I believe in you. Rob says that once you have sex with somebody else or cheat, you can never go back. And so he actually hasn't had sex with Desiree. They've just been making out hot and heavy and dry humping, of course. The guys talk about the videos and Michaela is sobbing because Hall's not back from talking to Kaitlin yet. So she's stressed out and crying, but little does she know that he chose her. So she's like, I don't know what to do. Hall finally returns and he says, hi guys. And everybody's like, what happened? He's like, hang on 1 second. I need to talk to my lady first. So he pulls Michaela and he tells Michaela that he ended things with Kaitlin. He wants to be with her. He's happy with her and they spend the night together finally. So hopefully they're good kissers. Hopefully they're compatible. At the lady's house, Kaitlin tells the guys that she's single and this is like, ooh, music to Sebastian and Michael's ears. Maricela is free of Christopher and very happy with Christian with a K. And during their pirates and mermaids party, Sebastian gets a kiss from Kaitlin. So Michael is, bye Michael. Next morning, Kaitlin friend zones Michael and tells him that she's having more of a connection with Sebastian. Vanessa and Bryce have a discussion and she thinks that Rob wants to get back together. I hope not. I mean, he said he's unsure, but like, I hope not. Tajik and Paris, they're painting and he says that he wants to go to Miami for her. So that's progress. Maricela and Christian have a bachata dance date, which was super cute. And I liked seeing them together. I really like them together. I think they're my favorite. Christopher and Alexis at the guy's house have a weird choreography date where he's like trying to teach Alexis how to pop and lock or something. It's very strange. It is not sexy. It is not like the bachata date. Latin dance is very different from hip hop dance. That's like, you're learning choreography, not being sexy with each other. There's a difference, and Chris was weird. Rob and Desiree have a nice cooking date, and they're hitting it off. And Nafisa and Gray also have a painting date, but he's painting her, and she comes out in a robe, takes the robe off, fig leaves on the boobs and the hoo-ha, and she lays down, and those boobs were boobing, and he was very happy to paint them. It is time for the bonfires, and we learn that this is the final bonfire before the bonfire with the person they came here to the island with. So this is gonna be pretty essential viewing. We start with the ladies. Vanessa is anxious, so Mark just gets right to it and shows the clip. The clip says Rob still loves her. He hopes she can grow. He's torn between his head versus his heart. And it also shows Rob saying that he doesn't want to be the man for her. It drains him, it saps the energy out of him, so he doesn't want to be with her. And so then Mark asks Vanessa how she feels about the clip, and she's happy because she thinks that Rob has proven her right, that she's proud of him for wanting to get back together with her or something. But Mark's like, hey, didn't you hear the second part? Like, you smother him, it's too much. It's just very awkward conversation because Vanessa's not really getting it, and she's not growing for shit, so Paris gets the clip of Great and Nafisa boning in the car and in the shower. It's just kind of the same BS back and forth with them. She didn't have sex with Tajik, she said, and Mark's like, yeah, but did he spend the night? And she's like, yeah, he did. And it's like, well, then what's, he's having sex and you're maybe a little bit more emotional. But Paris is embarrassed by Great, and Great is boning Nafisa, so she's apparently tired of it, as am I. Maricela gets a video of Christopher saying that she's going to be crawling back to him and he's going to say no. I was disappointed here that they did not show the sex clip of him and Alexis. Why not? Because, like, the crawling back is fine, but they should have done both. He fucked Alexis. Maricela is not bothered by this clip, though. She says she's more me now, and I'm kind of through with him, so whatevs. Kaitlyn gets Hall's video, and it's like kind of like the damage has already been done. He's talking kids, love, and partnership with Michaela, and it's like it doesn't even matter. Kaitlyn says she's relieved because she knows now versus down the line, and so now she doesn't have to, deal with a divorce and all that stuff, or follow through with spending so much money on the marriage to have it fall apart. So she's a little relieved at the situation. And that is the ladies' bonfire. It is time for the guys to have a chat with Mark. Christopher starts, and he gets a video of Maricela saying how she loves her freedom, her kissing Christian, her embracing her singledom and connection. Chris says that he's seen things that he sacrificed with Maricela. Sacrificed, like they weren't there, but they are with Alexis. So he's excited to learn more about Alexis and kind of move on, I guess. And I just don't like Christopher, so whatever. Rob gets a video of Vanessa saying she's trying to be vulnerable, and he just gets mad at the video, and Mark's like, what's going on? And Rob says, the audacity of her. Rob is guarded because he's worried about upsetting her, so he has to walk on eggshells in order to appease Vanessa. And then if Vanessa gets butthurt about something, then he always has to apologize, which we've seen in the beginning. It was he does nothing, she gets mad, he has to apologize for doing nothing, and then it repeats. So he's worried about fights that won't end unless he apologizes, because she will never apologize. And Rob actually says that he has a sort of hatred for her, and I don't blame him, because if you're controlled that long by somebody, it's like, and then you finally get rid of it and you see what they've done to you and how they've stifled you and dimmed your light, as Whitney from Love Island would say. once you've seen that and you take a step back, it's like, holy shit. And you get really, really mad at yourself for letting yourself get there and get sucked up like that, and then mad at them for doing it to you. So he has this hatred for her, but I think it's more like a resentment sort of a thing. But he's this hatred toward her, and Rob is exhausted. Great's video is pretty much just Paris and Tajik smooching in the billiards room, not even getting in bed together. He sees that she's just having fun, that she's not actually connecting with Tajik in emotional level. And Mark says, well, maybe that's because she still cares about you. Like, her emotions are with you, so she's just fooling around with Tajik to kill time until she gets back together with Great. Mark says, you're hurting her too, and you're hurting each other, and if you ever loved her like you say you do, whatever, then you guys need to fix your behavior and talk to each other, because you both are fucking around on each other. And Great started it. Last but not least, last and least, no, I would say Great is least. So last, we have Hall. And in his video, Kaitlyn calls him selfish. It shows her with Sebastian getting some smooch on and getting in bed. And Hall says that the clip of her being sad hurt him more than the clip of her in bed with Sebastian. He is butthurt that she called him selfish, even though he is kind of being selfish. Hall seeing Sebastian with Kaitlyn made him happy because it gave him hope that she's moving on from him and that he's kind of free to now move on from her. And that is it for Temptation Island episode 8. Next episode, they will pick their final dates. It will be an overnight date. Everybody else will be sent home. There is no more red light, so that means they can fuck around all they want and not know about it. And that is the last bonfire before seeing their exes. We are almost done with Temptation Island, I guess. So what do you guys think of the show so far? Do you think any of these couples are going to reconnect afterward? I think that Maricela might leave alone, even though I really like her with Christian. I think she might leave alone. I think Paris will probably leave with Great, unfortunately. They're awful for each other, but I think they might end up together. Or she will want to end up with Great and he'll end up with Nafisa. I don't want Rob to get back with Vanessa. For the love of God, please don't get back together with Vanessa. And Maricela, please don't take Christopher back. Those two I really want to not be together. Those two couples. Thank you for watching. Please leave your comments below, and I will see you next time.